10% per month every single month. Is that possible, or is it a myth? I'm going to be unpacking that in this video. More importantly, my experience around trading consistency over the past 8 years, and also some key takeaways for yourself if you are struggling with consistency. Let's jump straight into the video. Treating trading like a business. Let's face it, in a hypothetical scenario, if you owned a coffee shop, you're gonna wake up every single morning, you're gonna go to that coffee shop, you're gonna open your doors, you're gonna have your coffee machine ready, and you're gonna hope that people are gonna come to your coffee shop to buy coffee from you every day. You're then gonna be able to look at the numbers that you've made to then build a report around, fine, how much business you made today, how much money you made, how much profit you've made, how much expenses did you have. You can be able to summarize a report on your business every single day. You're gonna be able to do that. However, you have to turn up every single day, sell coffee every single day, for then you to see how much money you've made at the end of the month, right? You with me on that picture? Now, comparing that to trading, I think it's very important for you to know that for you to have that end results as a trader, you have to turn up to the market every single day. You cannot say that you want to make 10% per month, because what are you going to be doing? You're going to be coming to the market on day one with that image in mind, trying just to make that money without remembering you need to turn up every day. You need to make sure you're in the game. You might go all in on 3 or 4 trades to start the first week of the month because you have this 10% per month figure in your head, without realizing that the big trades that you're looking for might be on week 3, week 4 of the month. You don't know. There may be CPI, there may be FOMC towards the end of the month, and that's going to bring most of the volatility, where you're trying to make all your money quick because you have this 10% per month figure in your head. So again, that's point number 1, treating trading like a business. Your main focus should be keeping your doors open, meaning having a trading account to trade with. If you're risking it all, a full port in, like they say, all in, max out, just because you're trying to reach that 10% per month target every single month, it's not going to be able to be repeated over the long term, and you can't scale with that type of mindset. I have 2 words that I remind myself of: can it be repeated and can it be scaled, right? So repeated and scaled. Can I do those 2 things with the way that I'm thinking or the way that I'm trading right now? The reality is, you cannot repeat something exactly the same every single month unless you have this magical strategy, and I'm pretty sure JP Morgan gonna hit you up pretty soon if that's the case. But you want to ask yourself, can your approach be repeated and can it be scaled? So remember those 2 questions, and I hope you start asking yourself that too. Point number 2 is size. Size matters in trading, it really does. But I want you to ask yourself, if you're going to be making 10% per month every single month, what does that look like for you? How much risk are you going to be exposing yourself to? Because the reality is, many of you are probably trading prop firm accounts, right? Which is nothing wrong with it. It is skin in the game. I see it as skin in the game. I highly recommend that you leverage them to the best of your ability. But if you're trying to make 10% per month on a prop firm, you only have 10% drawdown. So the 100,000 that you're trading with, you're technically only trading with 10,000 of that. Meaning if you're going to be risking 1% per trade, you're 10 trades away from blowing up. So you're trying to make 10% per month on this account, but you're trying to essentially make 100%, because you're trying to make $10,000 of the 100,000 that you're trading with. But in reality, you've got 10% drawdown, you're trying to make 10% profit. Right? So in terms of the scalability part that we just spoke about, you want to then think, all right, if I want to be making 10K a month, I might then have to have 400 or 500 accounts. So my target's less. So that's the scalability element of it. However, you want to remind yourself that you have to repeat the process over and over again. That's the thing about trading. That's what I love about trading. I think this scares a lot of people away, but actually entices me, knowing that I have to be on best form for the very next trade. No matter what happened on the previous trade, whether I won, whether I lost, I still have to have my head in the game for that very next position. So try and keep that in mind. Point number 3 is being a trader around your current life. I do not believe in this ideology that you have to change your life just to trade. There's no point. There's no point putting yourself in a financial predicament just because you want to be a trader. and you're sitting at your desk 8 hours a day staring at the market, that's not the life you want to live. Let's face it, we all go into trading for financial freedom, so making money from anywhere, right? Having the access to do so, right? Repeatable and scalable, you want to keep that in mind. But also having the freedom, right? Everyone has this trade and travel dream where, yes, it's great, but on a day-to-day life, if you have the positive habits of working out every day, going for a run, seeing a friend, spending time with your family, while fitting trading in there, that's ideally what you want to be doing. So having this ideology that you're going to be stuck at the desk and you have to be trading full time, I think that's too much pressure on yourself, and I don't think it's something that can be repeated. I think you're going to be putting a lot of pressure on yourself to making this 10% per month just because you've quit your job to trade, and it's not going to work out for you. So again, let me be the first to tell you there's nothing wrong with having a job. There is nothing wrong with having multiple streams of income. I think it's actually better for the trader to not rely on the money that they're trading versus having traders that are trading their last rent money. Having traders putting everything they have into an account because you're going to be too emotional to make the decisions that you need to make. As traders, we are not paid for what you see on social media. We're actually paid to make good quality decisions. We paid to jump on the back of the euro because the dollar is weak. That's what I did this week actually. We're paid to make good decisions. We're paid to cut our losses short. But again, if you're so emotionally attached to the money that you're trading, you're not going to be able to make those good decisions, and that is going to hinder your growth long term. So the scalability and the repeatability part of it, you're not going to be able to do both of those if you're too dependent on the income. Try and keep that in mind. And the fourth part of this is scalability. Yes, it's great on the front end to have a 100K trading account and use that every single month to make money from it. Great. But how can you do that on 1 million? How can you do that on 2 million? What is your actual goal there? I think it's very important as a trader to already start thinking about how you're going to scale things for yourself. Have big goals, have big dreams. So you can already start focusing on what can be repeated, what can be scaled. If you start focusing on these two things, I promise you your trading is going to change. You are going to come to the market with a different mindset because you're already going to ask yourself, okay, I wanted to jump on the back of this cable position. It was just a FOMO trade. There was no real thought process behind it. There was nothing actually, no reason as to why I'm taking this trade. It couldn't have been repeated, right? It couldn't have been scaled because there's no real plan in place. So again, scalability, think about how, with the way that you're trading now, right? If you could have some money behind you. Yes, there are trade copiers out there. You can go ahead and link your primary account to 9 or 10 others. You can go ahead and do that. Right? You can be trading 100,000, but there's 1 million behind you. But again, that's going to come with a lot of pressure. Right? It's going to come with a lot of pressure because subconsciously, you know, you're not only risking 1% now, you're risking 10 grand because there's money behind you. So again, that will come with time. But you know, you got to crawl before you walk, before you run. And I think in trading, you want to remind yourself that I have to take things slow. I have to have systems in place that can be repeated before I scale. There's no point having, and you know, on prop firms, you can probably go get $1 million worth of challenges for about 5 grand. There's no point putting 5 grand into these challenges and you can't. You're trying to scale too quickly. You don't have any systems in place that can be repeated. You have no history for yourself. And point number 5 of today, folks, is proving yourself that the concept works. Proof of concept. It's very quickly to run into a trading account, and especially in this day and age, you can hit the reset button. You can just buy another challenge from a prop firm. But the reality is, have you given yourself proof of concept? Let's face it. You're going to pay $500 for a prop firm challenge, which is fine. Go ahead and do it. Or, you know, you're going to throw a few £1,000s or dollars into your own trading account, which is fine. Go ahead and do it. I believe in skin in the game. You have to have skin in the game to learn as a trader. Whichever route you take, I think it's fair, it's valuable. I'll share my opinion on that in an upcoming series that I have. But what I want you to realize is you have to have proof of concept. If you're paying $500 for a demo account, go ahead and open your own demo. If you're very new now, I'm not talking about someone that is been in the game, knows what they're doing, fine. Carry on with what you're doing. But If you have no proof of concept with how you're trading right now, open a normal demo. I don't usually say this. I usually highly recommend go ahead, throw some money in, have some skin in the game. However, for proof of concept, at the very least, get 3 months. I'm not going to ask you for a 12-month track record if you're starting out, but have 3 months. Show yourself that you can actually keep the account alive. I've spoken to so many people that are becoming financially stuck, right? Because they're throwing so much money at these prop firm challenges that they just want to make their money back. And the worst thing that I hear is, oh, I just need one payout and I've made the 4 or 5 grand back. That's not the point. That's not the point. The point is you want to have something that can actually be repeated. All right, you're going to take 2 or 3 trades a week. Fine. Go ahead and do that for 3 months. See if that works for you. All right, build some sample sizes around how you're going to be trading. Look at your trading times. Look at your average duration. Look at your win rate. Start looking at these things, because then you have something that can actually be repeated and something that can actually be scaled. Once you have a bit of proof of concept for yourself for at least 3 months, you can go ahead and say, okay, great. You know, now I can get a prop firm challenge because I know I can actually hit that 8% target. I can actually do the verification phase, because let's face it, you've got to pass 2 challenges on a prop firm. It's 8% and 5%. You know, it's 13%, which for most traders, that's their winning streak. If they pass phase 1, phase 2, they get the live account, they lose it straight away. That's where the business model becomes lucrative, because traders are going to be throwing money at this model, right, without realizing that, fine, I actually have to make the 13% just to get the account. That doesn't mean you're going to make another 10% on top of that and just keep going forever. You are going to experience periods of drawdown where if you do not have systems in place, you're going to lose it. And you got to go back to the beginning. You got to make 13% again, right? So try and keep that in mind. You got to keep your head in the game. More importantly, you got to ask yourself, can what I'm doing right now be repeated, and can it be scaled? But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Do like and comment underneath the video on what you want to see from me. I understand my channel has been a little bit quiet, but I'm going to be bringing a lot more value and so forth again. But I hope you're well, I hope you're good. Drop in the comments what you want to see next, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace out.